Good morning, good morning. My name is Coach Lacy. Welcome to Rise and Shine with Morning Moon. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe or follow button wherever you found me on the big wild web. Be sure to do so. Today it is Wednesday. I am coming at you with a really personal topic today, and I hope that I reach some of you that are struggling in a similar way as I am. I am not one to pretend. I'm not one to act like everything's okay. I'm not one to pretend that I'm something I'm not or like I have it all figured out. And most of you know that I like to keep it incredibly real here because that is who I am. And to me, keeping it real and living in truth is what life is really all about. And that's how we grow, and that is how we become the best versions of ourselves, is we need to take a real good hard look at us sometimes, at myself. We need to take a good hard look at some of our behaviors, some of our patterns, what's holding us back, what is needs to change, what might need to shift a bit so that we can live our best life, right? It's not about being perfect, it's not about being polished. It's about living in truth and being real and following the divine design and the calling on your life, because we all have one, right? And for me, my struggle is addiction. I struggle greatly with substance abuse. I have struggled with substance abuse since I was a teenager. I started actually doing meth before I started even smoking weed, when I was 15 years old. And I was a meth addict from the time I was 15 until I was 20. And then when I turned 20, I left my home state, I left my family, and I moved to the state of Washington to help support my new lifestyle in, it wasn't sobriety, but in getting away from that demon drug. And so for me, I have struggled with substance abuse for a very long time, and the I did put the meth down when I was in my early 20s, but it changed hands. And so instead of doing meth, I started smoking weed every day, and I started smoking cigarettes, I started drinking, I started doing pills and other types of substances, psychedelics, you name it. And in my 20s, I became kind of a festival girl. I became a raver. I started going to festivals and raves, and I started doing psychedelics, and I really dove hard into that life. So I went from struggling with methamphetamine to instead just changing hands and struggling with marijuana, psychedelics, anything I could really get my hands on that wasn't too awfully hard, right? I did stay away from the hard drugs, they say, but in my 20s and 30s. But I did continue on to use substances, and I used weed every single day, morning, noon, and night, from the time I woke up till the time I went to sleep, for a very long time. I've had intermittent times where I quit, and I will go, a couple months without it. I think the longest I went was 6 months. I had a long 6 month run there of being completely sober, nothing. And then I just started back up again, and it just starts with one habit, just like good habits, just how we anchor in with our one thing at a time, our one bite, our one breath, our one step at a time. Consequently, addiction happens the same. So it's just one little thing at a time, one little puff here, one puff there, and you're back in it. And I struggle, and I had been sober for a very long stretch, and then I fell off the wagon again, and I got back into smoking every day, oil and flour every day. And then I tapered back down, and I'm back at day one again today. And today I'm setting a very firm intention and a line in the sand for myself. Because this relapse wasn't dramatic. It wasn't like I hit rock bottom. It wasn't like I was, going off the deep end at the bar every weekend or whatever, but it's a more quiet and sneaky numbing way. It's like the numbness. And because I suffer from depression and deep, deep grief and um, very deep emotions. I have a lot of, I don't like to throw the term PTSD around, but I have had a lot of traumatic situations that I've had to reconcile in my mind. Now, my husband actually does have like classic PTSD, and I know what that looks like. I don't suffer from that, but I do suffer from um, mental darkness. For those of you who know me, know most of my story. But for those of you who are new to me, I used to help, um, I used to help track down and turn in and moderate really nasty Facebook predator videos and stuff and CSAM, and I've seen a lot of really horrible things, and I have a lot in my brain that I have to battle with, a lot of darkness that of memories that I'd rather not have. And so for me, marijuana can be a quiet numb out. It's the way to numb out. It's the way to just let those things go. It's the one puff won't hurt. The one drink won't bother me. I've had a hard day. I just need to relax. I've had a hard week. I deserve this type of thing. It just sneaks in. It's like I'm getting social, I'm hanging out with my friends, and I'm just gonna get stoned or I'm gonna have a few drinks, and then we're back at it again, and it's back in my home, and I'm starting every day with it, and then I'm sneaking around, pretending like I'm not stoned, and everybody can tell, and I'm not me anymore, and I don't feel like myself anymore. I don't feel totally cognizant. I don't feel fully conscious. And I don't feel like I'm living up to my full potential. And I feel tired and I feel like I'm wading through mud and I feel like it's a battle just to even get to the gym. And I settle into old habits. These are really um, old patterns and some old pain and even new pain. But I am making a conscious, concerted effort to not stay there. It really hit me when I was having a conversation with my mother about this struggle because this struggle is generational. My family battles with substance abuse, and we started talking about my grandmother and the way that my grandmother passed away, and the way she lived her life, and the generational chains that kept her small and kept her bound. And she was a brilliant, talented, incredibly talented and brilliant woman, but her substance abuse, in the end, it killed her. And I'll never ever forget a moment in time when I went to go visit my grandma, and I hadn't seen her for like a year because I would go visit my family. I go visit my family once a year in Wyoming. I live in Washington. I've only ever been able to afford to go once a year. And so I go once a year to see my family, and my grandma had had a stroke. And the very first thing she asked me for was if I had a cigarette. And I'll never forget that moment. And I remember it rubbed me wrong, just rubbed me raw, the hardest way I could ever have. It was like, you haven't seen me in a year, and the first thing you want from me is a cigarette? Are you kidding me right now? Like, really, Grandma? Like, a cigarette? Like, and then she asked me to go get her some cigarettes, of course, because I didn't have one. And it was like, she didn't even care about me. All she cared about was that cigarette. And that really stuck with me. And it is a testament to the family curse that we've had. It's like we have such a beautiful family. We have such a beautiful story. I'm writing the book right now. Hope you guys will read it. We have such a big life, so to speak, such a big life and such a big story in the Vigil family. But we have been riddled with substance abuse, and consequently on my dad's side too. But on my mom's side, definitely has been the battle with the demons of substance abuse. And my grandma's battle took our family out. Plain and simple, it took our family out. And her addiction affected all of us. And when I say it took our family out, I mean our family has been broken from addiction. Our family has been literally like split in four ways from addiction. Like people don't talk to each other. We haven't had like the last family gathering we had where everyone was there was grandma's funeral. Like can't hardly even talk to each other. Some people don't talk to each other. They don't even say hi when they're in the same room. And um, that the effect that the addictions, not just grandma's addiction, but the whole family's different patterns have had has just been devastating. We have a really beautiful family and we could have had a really strong legacy, but because of people's addictions, the addictions to substances, and my grandfather had a gambling addiction, which my grandfather used to be a multimillionaire, for those of you who know us, and now he lives in an old RV camper trailer because he squandered everything. Yeah. And that's really rough, right? Like, um, it's old patterns, old pain, right? Old demons, same day, old demons. And I have made the conscious decision, to say I'm not staying there. The buck is going to stop with me. I know where this road leads, and I have come too far just in my own walk of life to go back to the beginning and to have a fate like my grandmother's. Um, so this morning I stood back up and I asked for some help yesterday, and the day before I asked for some help from my family, and I asked for God's help. I surrendered. I downloaded this really cool little app called Sober Time that's helping keeping me accountable, which it's actually been helpful, very cool. And I'm holding myself accountable to my community here, to you, to those of you watching, because how can I lead if I am inebriated? How can I lead properly if I am not leading from a place of complete and total sobriety and a place of complete and total clarity? I can't properly lead unless I myself am clear. And I'm only going to be able to do that with God's help. So this is me coming to my community, and I'm just being real. I'm struggling. I am as real as it gets. In the coaching world, it's really difficult to know if you have found the real deal. Well, you have. I'm the real deal. And I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going to act like I don't have problems, because I do. I have problems. And I am saying right now, I'm saying out loud, the buck stops with me. I am getting my stuff together, getting my poop in a group, and I am not going to let addiction run in my family. I am not going to continue this cycle. And so the grief and the chaos and that cycle of guilt and shame and sadness, it literally shaped it literally shaped the visual family. It literally shaped my family. It literally shaped me. Probably literally shaped you. But I am not going to pass that down. Even, I don't have my own blood child. I have a stepdaughter, and I do not want to pass that generational curse onto her, because it's not even hers to hold. And I don't want to pass that on as my legacy. If I don't have my own biological child, and I, that's pretty something I've had to wrestle with a lot, because I wonder all the time what is wrong with me. And that's one of the reasons I numb out. And if I'm going to leave any sort of legacy whatsoever, and it's not just through my stepdaughter, if I'm going to leave a legacy of any kind, it's got to be through how I show up in the world, and the words that I leave to you, and the words that I leave to everybody, because that's all that's going to be left once I'm gone. And the realization that millennials are middle-aged now, and we are the adults, is frightening, because most of us don't know how to adult. I mean, like, we know how to adult, but we do not have the maturity level to properly ascend into um, the people that we are capable of being without all of these chains. And I am refusing to let the story of addiction continue writing itself through me. I'm refusing. And so I don't want to be the next chapter of legacy of pain and waste and regret. My grandmother wasted so much time, so much regret. And I'm writing this book, reading these letters, thinking to myself, I do not want to waste any more time. I have partied my youth away. Party is over. The party is over, 40-year-olds. Millennials, guys, party's over. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been legit. We've had a lot of good times. But it is time for us to start shaping the world in a more fruitful way because our time is so limited. We don't have that much time left. And those lessons that we learned from our grandparents that and our great grandparents that fought in like Vietnam and World War II and lived at the turn of the century and lived through America back then, we must have the fortitude and the um, wherewithal and the foresight to pass these lessons on to the future because that is the only thing that has held America together is that level of integrity and that level of showing up when other people don't want to show up and being um, competent. America has lost its competency, and it's because we're riddled with substance abuse. I mean, if you look around at the streets and all the homeless people and the people that are having housing instability, and most of them are struggling with substance abuse. A lot of the issues we have in our country specifically stem from substance abuse. So I am coming to you today in a really fiery, like, part of my heart that is saying, I am trying my very best. I am breaking chains. I'm not perfect. And I'm being super real and I'm anchoring back in and I'm doing what I know how to do to stay sober. I want my family, my generations, my clients, my community to see in real time, not just the story of what was, because I've got a lot of cool stories. I've got a lot of stories to tell you, but I want you to see in real time what it looks like when you fall off that wagon and you get back up with integrity. I'm not hiding it. I'm not lying anymore. I've lied for a long time and pretended that I was sober. I'm not. I haven't been. And it is time for me to be. So I want to lead by example and be an example of what healing actually looks like, what this process looks like, and especially for millennials. You guys, we are struggling. We're the adults now, guys. We are the adults. We are in charge. It is time for us to get our stuff together. It's time to get it together. It is time to lead with dignity and integrity and stop leading like it's everything is a party and like it's all fun and games because it's not. So it's a whole lot of surrender, a whole lot of love and people lifting you up. I am just blown away by my community and the people that have reached out and been here for me in my moments of need. So if you are struggling to, let this be your nudge. Let this be the quiet little nudge that you need to pick yourself back up. You don't need to live in shame. Don't be ashamed. Why? Why be ashamed about it? It happened, you're done, you lived, whatever. We're moving on, right? So what? It's just chaos. Chill. Chill out. Chill out. It's just chaos. You don't need to be ashamed of anything. There's no guilt or shame here. We just need to be real. Would you rather live in guilt or would you rather live in regret? Or would you just rather own it and say, hey, I need to make a change and now it's time and it's a little scary and I'm not very comfortable with that and I don't know what life is going to look like and I'm really uncomfortable and I really 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 want that thing but I'm going to use some willpower and not do the thing because I'm bigger than that. And that thing doesn't have any power over me any longer, right? So you just need to be real with yourself. Don't be ashamed. You just need to be real. Get some support. Surrender to God, get back to God, whatever that looks like for you, and start walking to who you're supposed to be. There's a calling on your life. There's a divine design, and start walking there. Start going one day at a time, one breath, one bite, one step at a time, as my mentor used to say. Anchor in. I am not here to pretend like I have it all together because I certainly don't. But I'm here to say I slipped up. But I'm not going to stay down and I'm not going to be ashamed of that. And I'm not going to lie to everybody. I'm not going to act like one thing's one way and have it be another. I'm going to show up and I'm going to say, you know what? I screwed up. I screwed up and I have not been living in a way that's fruitful for myself and fruitful to others. And I've been checked out and I've been numbing my pain because I'm in a lot of pain lately. I'm hurting. Um, it's been going on for weeks. My stepdaughter turned 18 and that kicked it all off. And so so months, it's been going on for months since like March. I've been in some pretty significant emotional distress. But I'm working on it every day, one step, one bite, one breath at a time, anchoring in, having the one, making sure I'm drinking enough water, making sure I'm moving, making sure I'm nourishing my soul with positive and empowering content, making sure that I'm nourishing my body with whole foods, making sure that I am having good relationships with friends and my family. This isn't about getting sober for accolades or so that people can say, "Oh, it's okay, good job," and pat you on the back. This isn't why we're doing it. We're doing it so that we can be free. Real freedom is not being bound to something and not needing something. We don't need anything other than God and water. God and water and air, that's what we need, and that's it. And that's it. So take a deep breath, acknowledge yourself, acknowledge where you're at in your journey. If you're struggling today, girl, I got you. Guy, I got you guys. Like, I got you. If you need help, I'm here for you. Join my group Rise and Shine with Morning Moon on Facebook if you're not there already. You can always reach out. Go to my website, www.lacyjwatson.com. Download my free Release Foundations guide and start checking in with your circle of life. Where are you at right now? What do you need to work on? What goals do you want to set for yourself? What is the calling on your life? What are your talents? What are you good at? What do you love? What lights you up inside? What message do you have? What's your origin story? Those types of things. Start thinking about that. If you feel like you don't have a purpose, I promise you, you do. I promise you, you do. You might be too stubborn and stuck in victim mode to realize it. And you might be too stubborn or humble or whatever to actually take hold of that and say, this is my purpose and live it. But it's time. It's time. So stop shrinking yourself so that you know, can please other people or whatever, feed the pain. Stop trying to numb that pain. Because for me, I go to substances because I'm in pain and I don't want to feel it anymore. I miss my family. I'd rather be in Wyoming right now. Every day I wake up. It's been 20 years, guys. I've been living in Washington for 20 years. Actually, it's 19 years. Next month on August 13th. It's my 19th year here. I have officially lived on my own in Washington State without anybody. Family, I mean, my brothers are here. My brother and sister are here, but that's about it. I have lived here. My dad lived here for about 5 years while I was here. So I have been here now in Washington for 19 years, adulting on my own and doing it and struggling through my substance abuse. So if I can do it and I can make it through all the crap that I've been through, you can too. Promise. So anchor in. You got this. Let's rise. Let's shine. Let's break those generational chains. And if you need help, reach out. I'm here for you. I have something for everyone. Whatever level you're at, wherever you're coming at emotionally, wherever you are coming at in your health journey, wherever you're coming out in your financial journey, I have something for you. So reach out to me. I am here for you. I'd love to help. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Get outside, enjoy the sunshine, and you got this. I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.